Race number 5 of the 1988 circuit here at Syracuse, New York. The last stop on the Eastern Swing. There's problems in the Miller High Life camp. Let's go down to Dick Crippen in the pits.
Chip, boy, everything seemed to be going real good.
Well, it was going fairly well in qualifying. Now we're having a vibration problem. It seems to be at the high RPM, so I can only run the boat below that vibration. You don't want to risk really hurting something.
Well, certainly not, but what about the cure for it, is there?
Well, first we have to find it. It's like going to the doctor. You got a pain, and it's in your hip or wherever, but he doesn't know exactly what's causing it. And right now we have a pain, and our doctors here can't quite find it just yet.
Now let's look at the inside of hydroplane racing in a portion of our program we call the Performance Corner. The Performance Corner is brought to you by NGK Batteries, the source for serious power, and our special guest announcer, the Budweiser driver, Tommy Deeth.
This is the cockpit of the Miss Budweiser. As you can see, this is an F-16 fighter canopy that protects the driver. It also has roll bars for a collision type of an accident. I'm strapped in with a 5-point harness, just like IndyCar drivers. This here is the air mask that I breathe from. I breathe compressed air while I'm running the Miss Budweiser. The steering wheel is also easily removable for safety so that I can get out of the boat in a hurry. And we'll go over the gauges right now. This is an airspeed indicator. This particular instrument tells me the RPM of the propeller shaft. This here is the exhaust gas temperature of the turbine engine. This here is the RPM of the compressor and the oil pressure gauge. Up here we have fire switches. In case the boat catches on fire, we can turn the fire system on. It's pretty much a self-contained driver protection cell.
An interesting look inside hydroplane racing. Thank you to Tommy Deeth. U3 Risley's will lead the pack in Heat 2B, followed by the U4 Days Inn Travelers. Stephen David driving that one. Jeff presents Mr. Pringles, the U8, Scott Pierce. And, of course, the Miller High Life boat, the U00, Chip Hanauer, the driver.
In the original start of Heat 2B, the Miller High Life with Chip Hanauer, having problems, cannot get the boat started. He was sitting in corner number 1, a very dangerous position. So the referees decided that in the interest of safety, with the boats bearing down in that first turn, they would red flag the heat and have to have a restart.
And on that restart, well, the attrition had played a part in it, so we only had 3 boats. Mr. Pringles, which is in lane number 2 as you look at these boats. The Days Inn Traveler, which is off the pace a little bit on the restart, and Risley's, which is the boat on the inside right there. So Risley's held off Mr. Pringles and forced them to stay on the outside as they approached in corner number 1 down there. But once they hit onto the back stretch, it was really no challenge at all for the turbine-powered Mr. Pringles boat. Scott Pierce, driving fine as he has all day long, was able to take it on the back stretch and hold on for his lap count so he could take the win and garner himself 400 points, averaging 115.734 miles per hour. Stephen David was perhaps the talk of the race because Risley's developed some problems, and the Days Inn Traveler, as the checkered flag flew, came in second. So your winner in Heat 2B was Mr. Pringles, Scott Pierce. Second place goes to the Days Inn Traveler.
And the victory for Mr. Pringles ties him with Miss Budweiser going into the final, 800 points each. Let's go down now to the pit area.
Well, Scott, it seems like it's going perfect for you.
Well, so far so good. We have 800 points, which is, you know, the best that you can expect to have at this point. The Bud's running real strong. It's going to be a tough race, but I'm going to go give him everything I have.
I think the biggest concern today has got to be the wind factor out there. It's up and down. It doesn't seem real steady.
Yes, it's especially bad coming into this corner, but the Pringles boat handles it extremely well, and I think it handles it better than the Bud boat, and hopefully that's going to make up for where they're better than we are, because they have a big advantage coming off the corners. So well, hopefully we'll make a nice boat race out of it.
The HFC American Hydroplane Series continues in Syracuse, New York on Onondaga Lake in just a moment.